Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I will be talking a little bit about skid steer axle weights. I'm new to the skid steer world. I've recently purchased a Bobcat 763 year 2000, non-turbo, it's heated. But this is one thing I did not know I can attach to my skid steer to make it maybe handle a little better, hold a little more weight on the front end and give me a little bit more stability possibly. These are axle weights, counterweights, and I bought these used. So their purpose is mainly to counter the weight of the bucket when you have a load on the front. It helps out. The reason I'm making this video is because I was having a little bit of issues, having a little too much weight on the front end, and my skid steer does not have the typical plate attachments on the side that you would see on most skid steers. You can attach different than these. They're going to be plates that just attach to the side of your skid steer. That's what I was always used to seeing on some of my buddies, but I recently did a few Google searches and I wanted to let you all know that there's axle, rear axle and front axle counterweights for skid steers. If in case your skid steer is an older model like mine, you're now aware that you can put counterweights on it as well to help you lift a little more weight and have a little less issues. They're kind of odd looking, but when you get the idea, when they're together, okay, so that's how they're going to sit. These are just rear axle counterweights. You can additionally put some in the front. Very easy to install, very easy to take off. All it is a bolt and a nut. Here's your bolt. These are replaceable. Just sit in right in that hole specifically designed for it. I used an impact. That's what I'll be using to install. They go right on the rear or front axles, closer to the skid steer than to the tire. Simple, effective design. And I'll give you a few measurements of what I got. I think new, these are about, on the high end, maybe like 1,000, something like that. I got them used for 500 bucks. So very useful. It has some part numbers here that you may want. What else does that say there? Yep, just part numbers, it looks like. Okay. I'll give you some dimensions on it. This, I could almost even guess that it'll be, more of a universal skid steer axle counterweight. It's a little over 3 inches and wide. It's a little over 10 and a half, something like that. And the inside there. And the other one's the exact same. But like I mentioned, since I'm new to this skid steer world, I wanted to let others know that if your machine is an older machine and it does not appear to have the option to add counterweights, thankfully you're watching this video because you can add counterweights to the axles of your skid steer, both on the front and the back. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any other tips for me on skid steers or what else attachments or things that new people to the skid steer world don't know, leave me a comment. It'll really help me out. Like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.